Welcome to T-Boys TV. We are back again with championship predictions. Obviously, it's game week 40, getting on to the later stages of the season now. Not many games to go. Games are coming thick and fast. First load of games during this Easter time. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, obviously, the first game, Millwall versus Luton Town at 12:30 tomorrow. My team, Luton. How am I feeling going into this one? I'm confident that we won't lose, to be quite honest with you. Like I said in the video yesterday when I done a little mini preview, Millwall are good at home this season, and I think this might be the season where they might actually end up getting playoffs. Usually they're in and around the conversation, but they never actually end up getting them. I think this could be the season where they do. Luton, obviously good away as well, third best side in league away. Obviously the two teams better than us are the two teams above us in Burnley and Sheffield United. So I'm confident we won't lose, to be honest. It's a 12:30 kickoff. We don't really have a 12:30 curse like certain teams do. Like I don't know if it's a curse, but you could say look at Liverpool in the Premier League. You know, we're on TV. We used to have a bit of a TV curse. You could say voodoo, whatever you want to call it, but we're starting to, overcome that. And yeah, I'm confident we won't lose. But yeah, just due to how Millwall are at home, I think a draw would better suit us than them because, if they were to draw, for example, and Blackburn were to win against Norwich, Blackburn would then go above them. So yeah, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw in this one. I would be happy with that. To be honest. But yeah, moving on to the next game, Rotherham United versus West Brom. This is the game at 1 p.m. in the UK. Rotherham taking on West Brom. West Brom got that 0-0 draw. I knew they'd draw to Millwall. I did say a 1-1. Rotherham, I think they will stay up. But it might need to get to a stage where they need to, get some points on the board just to confirm it. So yeah, it's an interesting one, this one. But I think West Brom need to win more at this moment in time. So I'm going to go over 2-1 to West Brom in this one. Moving on to the next game, massive game. Few, interesting games this weekend. And this is definitely up there for me. Blackburn Rovers taking on Norwich City. Obviously, both teams trying to fight for the playoffs. Like I said, if Blackburn win and Millwall don't, they will go above them going into this game week. By the end of this game week, sorry. So yeah, taking on Norwich. I knew Norwich would lose 1-0 to Sheffield United. I did predict that right. I knew it'd be a tight game, but Sheffield United would edge it, especially given that they are trying to confirm that second place. Taking on Blackburn. Blackburn at home. I'm going to go over Blackburn win. I don't think it's going to be a lot of goals in this one, but I'm going to go over 1-0 to Blackburn Rovers in this one. Moving on to the next game. Massive game at the bottom. Blackpool versus Cardiff. Now, I will be keeping my eye on this one. I might even watch it, to be fair, because obviously Luton play early. Yeah, I'll keep my eye on this one. Obviously, we do have Blackpool on Monday, so it's going to be interesting. Taking on Cardiff. I'll say Cardiff. No, they are a team near the relegation zone. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Blackpool. Do you know what? I'm going to back Blackpool to win. I just gave myself a tongue twister there, but I'm going to back them to win because they are at home. I've got a feeling someone like Yates might score. What a player he is, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to go the Blackpool win. I'm going to go 1-0, and that would be a good win for them. Moving on to the next game, Reading versus Birmingham City. Again, two teams that are down there. Obviously, Reading have now got a points deduction, 6 points, so that's put them down there proper. Taking on Birmingham, who did get to me it was a shock win, against Blackburn Rovers, 1-0. I think, what did I say in that? 2-0 Blackburn, I'm pretty sure I said. Birmingham, they're very inconsistent though. Sometimes they can get really good results like this, and then sometimes they can, just not get, good results, and yeah, it's just weird with them. Taking on Reading, like I said, I could see this going either way. Will Reading be up for it? you know, if you're a Reading fan, you hope so, given the points deduction. But then again, they might have just lost confidence, but they need to get points because they are near it now, proper near it. I have a look at the table now. You know, so Huddersfield, who are 22nd, are. Oh, hold up. This thing I use actually doesn't even have the points deduction for Reading, which is frustrating that they haven't done that yet. But they've said it on the news section bit, which is annoying. So why haven't they updated it? So Huddersfield are 22nd. So they're literally a point off now, Reading. So they need to start trying to rack up some points. So yeah, especially now with this points deduction. But I'm actually going to go over Birmingham win. I can't lie. I'm going to go with a 1-0 to the Blues. So yeah, that is my prediction for that one. Moving on to the next game at Vicarage Road. Obviously a team I don't like. Great to see them humbled last week. And taking on Huddersfield. Now Huddersfield, the last two results have been very impressive results. Obviously they beat Millwall away 1-0, and then they beat Middlesbrough 4-2. Matty Pearson helping Luton. Agent Pearson, obviously former Luton player, getting a double. Obviously them winning, them put us on level on points with Middlesbrough. This one's an interesting one because I don't feel Watford will get the playoffs now. I was saying maybe a couple of weeks ago I feel they might sneak in near the end, but I just don't think they will now. Wilder in his post-match, he was talking facts. A lot of people didn't like it. I reckon a lot of their fans did because it's about time the manager said it instead of just going in there and you know not being able to do much and getting sacked. At least he said it at his early days of being there. Might help him. I don't really care if it does or you know, to be honest. But yeah, taking on Huddersfield. Do you know what? Because of Huddersfield getting results in their last two, I'm going to back them to get some sort of result here. I don't think they'll quite win this one, but I'm going to go over 1-1. And, you know, Watford have been disappointing at home for them this season. They've had a 1-1 draw with Wigan not too long ago at home, and that was shocking. Even I was surprised with that, to be fair. So, yeah, I'm going to go over 1-1. Moving on to the next game, QPR versus Preston. Now, Preston are actually very good away. I think they're fourth when it comes to away form. Obviously, we know start of the season they started off very well away. And if it wasn't for that away form, because they're the second worst or third worst home side in the league, they would be down there. You know, they'd be down there in the Championship. They're taking on QPR. I don't have no confidence when predicting QPR to get a win really at the moment. Not that I want to predict them to win anyway, but I'm going to go 2-1 Preston. I think they're going to get that away win at Loftus Road. So yeah, moving on to the next game. Probably no disrespect to Wigan fans, but this was probably one of the easiest games to predict for me of the weekend, and that's Sheffield United taking on Wigan. Now, like I said, for me, I think Sheffield United will end up getting second. I think a lot of things that will help them end up getting second is their home games. They got a lot of favourable home games for me as we come on to the later stages of the season. And this is one I think they'll win. And I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory for Sheffield United in this one. So yeah. Moving on to the next game, Stoke City versus Bristol City. The Battle of the Cities, if you want to call it that. Now, Stoke have been excellent. 5 games unbeaten now, I think it is. Taking on Bristol City, who, you know, haven't lost an awful lot of games in this calendar year. I think it's only 2 or 3, isn't it? You know, so it's interesting. But just the form Stoke are on. They're at home in this one as well. I haven't gone for a high scoring game yet. So I'm going to go over 3-1 to Stoke in this one. So yeah, moving on to the next game, Swansea City versus Coventry City. Now, this game is mad when I had a little bit of research looking into it because Coventry have not beaten Swansea since 1981. That is absolutely crazy. Now, obviously, the last games, Swansea got that last minute winner, which was absolute scenes in their derby against Cardiff. And then obviously Coventry got slapped to Stoke. And I actually thought Coventry were going to end Stoke's very good run, but they didn't. Instead, Stoke ended Coventry's very, very good run. Obviously, I think there were 9 games unbeaten or something, 10, something like that. Since the Luton game, I know that. But yeah, this one, I'm going to go over 1-1. I'm going to go over 1-1. I think Swansea have been very inconsistent. Last couple of weeks have been okay. But yeah, throughout the whole season, they haven't been too great for me. Coventry, after getting that and that record against Swansea, I'm going to go over 1-1. So yeah, moving on to the last 2 games. This game is at 5:30 in the UK tomorrow. Sunderland versus Hull City. Now, you could say it's a derby, I think, because they're not really too far away from each other. It's not a massive one, obviously, but you could say it. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. But yeah, Sunderland versus Hull. Now, you probably would back a draw mainly in this because I think since Liam's come in for Hull, obviously the Hull manager, they've defended a lot better in games. They kept it a lot tighter at the back. Sunderland, maybe they've got a late chance of getting into the playoffs. I don't think it will happen now, but I think they can build on this next season and then be in a very good position to try and fight for the playoffs next season, which would be brilliant. Considering it would be their second season back in the Championship. Their first season this season, I'd say as a whole, it's been good for them. I thought they would. I didn't think they'd be near the relegation zone as such, but I didn't think they'd finish as high as they probably are going to finish. But yeah, they're taking on Hull. I'm actually going to back Sunderland to win. I'm going to go over 2-1. I think it'll be a tight one, but I'm going to back Sunderland to get a win at home. And then moving on to the last game, this should be a very good game. Obviously, if Luton don't win, I don't even know, I can't even remember if that's even if we draw. But if, say, we lost and Burnley win, they will confirm promotion this weekend. But they are taking on Middlesbrough away, who are actually unbeaten since Carrick's come in at home. So it's going to be interesting. I would say the closest team to beat them, even though I don't watch the Middlesbrough games week in, week out, just looking at scores and that. And this is a game I did watch was Stoke. They were close to doing it. But yeah, Burnley, it's going to be a difficult game for Burnley. I do believe that, especially Middlesbrough, another team that could potentially get second. If not, they'll definitely get the playoffs for me. I'm going to go over 1-1. I'm going to go over 1-1. I can see Middlesbrough getting a decent result. And like I said yesterday, I think Burnley will confirm promotion on Monday when they take on Sheffield United, because I think they'll be looking to get revenge after the game earlier on in the season where they got absolutely slumped. So yeah, there you go, people. They are my predictions. What it would mean for certain teams. So it'd actually mean Huddersfield would get out of the relegation zone if they were to get a draw against Watford, like I think they will. So yeah, it's all interesting, man. It's all interesting. I think Blackpool would be a point off of getting out of there, so it'd be crazy. It would be absolutely crazy. Obviously, Luton and Middlesbrough would be on the same points, and then obviously Sheffield United would extend their lead for that second place in that sense. So yeah, man. Don't forget to smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. And do drop down below your comments and scores and all of that as well. And yeah, if you want to follow me across any of my socials, link to them are in the description. And yeah, subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra. And until next time, I will see you lot in a bit. Take care and peace.